What's up, nerds? I'm Wes.
I'm Tom.
Today we are playing Jurassic Parts, which is legally distinct from Jurassic Park.
So Jurassic Parts is a kind of unique game. You have a big old mess of tiles in the middle, kind of. It said that you don't have to make it because you put a tile in the middle and then you start putting the other tiles around them. You don't have to make it a perfect hexagonal or whatever, but, just make it a little messy.
It's definitely a lot of just kind of put them out there. Because, about half are face down and about symmetric, but
so it is pretty messy. And then you're going to be placing these things called chisels in between tiles as you go around, trying to cut off big chunks, right? But you only get 3 chisels a turn, essentially. So you can't really do it alone. You're going to place 3 chisels, and somebody else is going to place 3 chisels, and you can't always. It's not always just place a chisel. Sometimes there's these rocks there, and that means it's harder. So in order to place a chisel, I actually have to burn one of my 3 there. Mm-hmm. So every area isn't all the same. So you kind of want to work together in cutting off big chunks. But whoever has the most chisels there gets first pick and gets the most of the tiles that you cut off, right?
Yeah, so whoever has the most chisels gets half of the tiles cut off, and whoever has the next most gets half of whatever is left, and you keep cutting up the pile smaller and smaller and smaller until either everybody has picked or there's none left, or I guess if someone's left over, it goes to him. And then there's a few things that change.
You pointed, he's not over there anymore.
He's over here now. There's a few things that, there's modifiers, you all start with some of these, cards that are one-time use, and you get amber when you complete a dinosaur, that you can spend to, give you special abilities, maybe get some more chisels or ignore those rocks. But for the most part, it's just you are trying to place as many chisels in the row to cut off a number of these, and some of them are face up and some are face down. So sometimes it's a kind of a luck of the draw to see what actually flips up. Mm-hmm. But that is the basic game. It's a fairly straightforward, probably I'd say filler game.
Yeah, I mean
maybe filler plus.
What does it say?
20 to 45.
That's pretty accurate. Especially I guess if you're playing with 2 players, you can burn through it real fast. And you even mentioned the cards. I think the cards is a variant, a slightly more advanced variant. But yeah, what you just described there, you just know 80% of the game, and it's fine. I really think, though, I have two big thoughts on the game. One is I think that this is better played when you, play the players, not the game. There are times when, there'll be a line of chisels that are half built, and you're like, ooh, if you put that there, then you'll get this. Ooh, no, but if you come around here, we can block this person out. Yeah, but if I do that, then you have the most. Yeah, but if you trigger it, then you're going to get first pick. But if you wait till my turn to do it, then I'll have first pick. You really want to talk to each other and, because there's a decent amount of collaboration. Yeah. So you want to lean into that and have fun with, convincing other players at the table to collaborate with you and gang up another player or whatever. The other thing, though, is as I'm playing it, it just got the feeling of this was a kind of clever and unique idea that maybe isn't fully fleshed out. I definitely felt I wanted more. It is right. It is filler, but I don't know. It felt like something was a little bit missing.
And I think that may have stemmed from how much luck is involved. The face down tiles really make it lucky because you're trying to complete. It's set collecting with the tiles, but it's not just get 3 greens. It's I need 3 of the Triceratops to make the Triceratops, but I also need specific tiles. I can't get 3 tails.
Yeah, you need a head, a body, and a tail.
The actual pieces. So in the face down ones, it's ooh, I hope it's in there. Or there's also the wilds that are also worth a crap ton of points. So those are super obvious that those are the ones that you need to get.
And we did there was one where we cracked one. It was all 3 of us cracked a big spot, but you had the most, and then you flipped up, and in the face down there were 2. There's only 3 wilds in the whole game, and then 2 of them were in there in the face down. And I was like, oh, well, you absolutely have to take those. He's like, yeah, of course I'm going to take those.
And there was some of that later in the game where it's well, this is very obviously what I'm going to take. Mm-hmm. Not to mention that because there's you can crack so much off at once, and it's the first player gets half, and then the next player gets half of that. When you crack off a big chunk, that's a big spread of I get 5, you get 3, and you get what 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If what you just described was 10.
Yeah. Right. In my head it was 10. But even like...
you get a choice. You get to choose from the 10. Yeah.
And we could hypothetically have all placed the same number of chisels. It just happened to crack on my turn.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is because it's like whoever's turn it is breaks the tie, and then it goes in turn order essentially at that point. Yeah. I don't know. Like, because it is clever. Like when we were learning it, it's like, okay, that is a cool thing. Like that I haven't seen something like that really. And then gaining the amber is like sometimes these things can be really powerful, but also you only gain amber once you complete a thing, so it's almost a little random that you're going to complete amber, and it's like rewarding you for doing well, so do even better.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I definitely felt there was a little bit of a runaway leader because that one where we cracked 10 and I got 5, that let me complete like 3 dinosaurs, which gave me 3 amber, which then set me up to like buy a bunch more amber later on or ignore rocks, and then I'm in a better position to continue doing better than you.
But the idea that you can sell a tile to him to get an amber is a good idea. I know I said a second ago, the only way you get amber is if you complete, I think, maybe I didn't say only. Anyways, there is another way to get amber, which is to burn a tile completely, which could happen if you be like, especially when you're getting slim pickings, you're like, really, I don't want any of these. Oh, that's 2 tails, like you had said before. I don't need a tail. Boom, I'm going to sell it over there. But then that is something that somebody else could buy, so maybe somebody else would want, you could be helping somebody else out. I don't know. It just, like, it's not bad. I didn't hate it.
It was enjoyable. I'm happy to play it again.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those games where you have to know ahead of time, listen, this ain't going to really feel balanced. This is going to be kind of crazy and hectic, and there's going to be a lot of random. But it is, overall, a little bit fun. I don't even want to say, like, oh, it is overall fun. It is... Like, it's over the line of the middle. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a 5.5 or maybe a 6 type of thing, Because it's not in the red. It's in the black. Business terms now. We're just going all over the place with these analogies.
I feel like... So we played with 3 players. I feel like in a 5-player game, it would get pretty crazy. Because so much would go on before your turn. So you could get some really big chunks, or you could get a lot more of, like... I put my chisels out here, and then you guys all, like, went around my chisels just to be like, well, now your turn was worthless.
I don't know if I would want to play it in 5 players. I would think maybe 3 and 4 are probably the best. Because, like, two players would be really cutthroat.
Yeah.
And 5 players would just take... Not only do I think it would take too long, but also, like, you could never really just throw one chisel and get a thing. Because that's at least something I could do. It's like, oh, if you guys both have it, I'll throw one, and I'll get a tile.
Yeah.
But I can just, as long as I'm on there...
I feel like in a 5-player game, the board state would change so much between turns.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
You would really need to gang up. All right, us 3 and you 2. Let's do it,
Mm-hmm. But I did like the paleontology, like, theme to it. I felt like the mechanics kind of fit that. Like, we were trying to, like, break off chunks of rock and find, like, maybe you could see what was in there. Maybe you couldn't. Like, and maybe you find amber in there, or you could, like, trade some bones that you don't really need to this guy. Like... I felt like the theming was on point if you're looking for a dinosaur paleontology game.
You're right. The theme meshed with the mechanics well. The art is good. The components are good. I like the chisels and these...
first player marker amber.
Yep, that's really cool. I wonder what movie this is from. But overall, didn't love it. Didn't hate it. I honestly... can't even think of anything else to say about it. Like, that's right about there.
It's exactly how I feel about it. So if you want a copy of it, you can click on the purchase link in the description box down below. Get a copy of it.
Also, while you're down there purchasing links and whatnot, there's going to be... let's just roll right on through it.
$30, we'll put your link down there.
There's going to be this... You see this? See this? That's going to be down there. Go get that. And also subscribe to our channel. Never be bored. But boom. Yeah. So Jurassic Parks... I just said it.